Winter might make it seem like gardening is on hold. And trust me, I am one of those people that hate cold. But this is where the magic starts. If you want a thriving garden in spring, now is the time to get those seeds going indoors. But before you go all in and start planting every single seed you own, let's make this process easy, practical, and most importantly, something you'll actually benefit from. So, one of the biggest mistakes I made myself when I first started growing was literally grow everything out of excitement. I totally get it. I filled up my garden back then with so many different types of radishes, which I came to realize I didn't actually know enough ways to use all of those radishes in our daily cooking. And yes, I did use the leftovers for some great compost, but I did feel at the time that it was a waste of food. Like, you imagine this lush, productive garden, but suddenly you're stuck with 5 types of lettuce you don't even like eating. Instead of overwhelming yourself, focus on crops you'll actually enjoy growing and using in the kitchen. Or even better, if you're considering changing your diet towards a healthier one, start with recipes you would like to try in the near future. That way, you can make an idea of what you should grow towards your goals. So, the best crops I've come up with for beginners would be leafy greens like spinach, lettuce, kale, fast growing and great for multiple harvests. Root veggies like beets, radishes, carrots are compact, easy, and store well. I'm sure you use herbs in your cooking, like basil, parsley, chives. They're useful for cooking and they're quite low maintenance. And don't forget early tomatoes and peppers. Start now for an early summer harvest. And of course, let's not forget our hardy perennials, like onions, leeks, and asparagus. Set up long-term food sources. But again, don't forget to adjust to your likings as well. Alright, so we got the first part set, so let's make it easy. You don't need expensive gadgets or fancy setups. Here's what works. Seed trays, a light fluffy seed starting mix or plugs or whatever you have easy to find. Labels, because trust me, you will forget what you planted, and a decent light source. I usually keep mine either here in the conservatory, which in sunny days reaches up to 23 degrees Celsius at lunchtime right now in the beginning of February, or in either of the greenhouses in the garden. Yes, it is cold, and sometimes I do bring them in and leave them close to the radiator in the conservatory, but it does give me a good head start with all my seedlings. So let's put them all together. What do you need? Seed trays or upcycled containers like egg cartons, yogurt cups, or even milk bottles can work. You need light, fluffy soil. A good seed starting mix makes all the difference. Labels, because mystery plants are fun until they're not. A light source, either a windowsill or grow lights for strong seedlings. Or in my case, as you can see over here, I did find one of these aquariums, I would say. It was for free on Facebook, if I'm not mistaken. Somebody was giving it for free, and the light is still working, so I might as well use it, no? A spray bottle for gentle watering, and either a heat mat, which again is optional, and it really depends on whether you would like to spend the money to buy one, or you can just use any heat source really. So let's break this down step by step. You start by moistening your seed starting mix before filling the trays. Dry soil just won't cut it. Then you plant the seeds at the right depths. Usually the seed bucket will tell you exactly how deep you should put them. Once you've planted your seeds, you need to mist gently with water because you really don't want to drown them. And don't forget, label everything, unless you enjoy a game of what did I plant again? Don't forget to cover with a humidity dome or a plastic wrap. It helps to keep moisture in for faster germination. And last, place your seeds in a warm, bright spot and wait for the magic to happen. Once those little green shoots pop up, it's all about keeping them happy. Keep them in a bright spot or under a grow light. Keep the soil moist, not soggy. Use a spray bottle or bottom watering. And a small fan strengthens seedlings and prevents mold. I tend to just take them outside for a couple of hours, especially on windy days. And temperature. Keep them at between 18 to 22 degrees Celsius or 65 to 72 degrees Fahrenheit for steady growth. And don't forget, a little attention now saves you a lot of frustration later. And here's where I personally messed up a lot. I kept skipping hardening off. Even now, I took those broad beans, if you remember, straight outside. And you wanna see what happened to them? Strong winds hit them while we were away and they instantly became Slug's favorite dinner. You can't just take your seedlings from their cozy indoor life and throw them straight into the wild. They need to adjust to the outside world. You need to remember, start slow with only 1 to 2 hours outside in the shade. Then increase exposure daily for a week, and then transplant when nighttime temperatures are stable. This toughens them up so they don't flop over and die the moment they hit real soil. So to sum up, some of these mistakes I've made myself, so you can learn from my errors. First, overwatering. Too much water causes dumping off, a fungal disease that wipes out your seedlings. Second, not enough light. Weak, leggy seedlings don't do well once transplanted. Growing too much and too soon. Trust me, start small and you'll thank me later. Seed starting doesn't have to be complicated. Have you started your seeds indoors yet? What are you growing this year? Let me know in the comments. And if you want a full checklist to make your seed starting foolproof, I've linked one in the description. Don't forget to like, comment and subscribe for more gardening tips.